Now we'll look at another two control structures, the while and the do-while loop. Once again, if you find yourself copy-pasting the code or writing it many times, the same thing over and over again, you probably want to use a loop instead. A while loop is made around the format, while something is true, do this action. So an example of this would be while math.random is greater than 0.5, system.out.println running. Math.random generates a random double between 0 and 1, so it has a 50% chance of being greater than 0.5. When we run this code, what's going to happen first is the method random of the math class, which will generate a random number. Let's say it comes out as 0.56. Then Java will test whether the number generated by math.random is greater than 0.5. In this case, that evaluates to true. Since it's true, it will run what's in the body of the loop, so it will print out running. Then it starts over again. It goes back to the header, calls math.random again, which will generate, let's say, 0.78 this time. This is still greater than 0.5, so it will evaluate to true, and the body of the loop will print out running. We start again. Math.random is called, and let's say that this time it produces 0.31. 0.31 is not greater than 0.5, so the header of the loop evaluates to false, and the body does not happen. Another scenario could be that the first time we run the loop, math.random comes out as a number that is smaller than 0.5. It could come out as 0.24, which would then make math.random is greater than 0.5 evaluate to false, and the body of the loop would never be run, so the program would end right there. The second kind of loop is the do-while loop, which is quite similar to the while loop, only inverted. This one is made along the format of do something while this condition is true. To mirror the previous example, a code for a do-while loop could be do system.out.println running while math.random is greater than 0.5. So if you notice, the body of the loop comes first in this one, which will mean that it will get run first. When this code is run, it will first do system.out.println running and print running to the console. Then it does the method header and calls math.random, which will generate a random number, say 0.72. Then it will test if this is greater than 0.5. In this case, that will evaluate to true. Then it starts over again. It will print out running and generate a new random number, let's say 0.31. That is now smaller than 0.5, so the Boolean expression will come out as false, and the program will end. Another scenario could be this. It does system.out.println running, and prints out the string, then tests math.random, which would come out as 0.17, is greater than 0.5, which would come out as false. But even though the only random number came out as smaller than 0.5, the code will have printed out running once. As a summary, while is a good loop to use when you don't know how many times the body will have to happen. What you must really pay attention to, however, is that something in the body must affect the condition in the header, or else it will become an infinite loop and happen forever. The do-while loop is very useful when you want your body to happen at least once before checking the condition. So if you have an action which must happen once no matter what, you should use a do-while loop. You still have to pay attention to infinite loops in the do-while loop, and you still need to affect the condition. It's just a while loop that's inverted in order.